All right, a lot of you asked for this video, so here it is. If you want to double, triple, or even 10x your SMMA sales, ask these questions on your next prospecting call. If you're new to the channel, I run a 7-figure SMMA with my business partner, David Schlace, and very early in my SMMA career, I got to sit down with a very talented social media marketing sales rep at a Fortune 500 company. This guy was absolutely killing it. He was making about $400,000 per year, which was way ahead of my time when I spoke with him, and it really seemed like this guy had the magic touch. Whatever prospect he was speaking with, he was able to close deals time and time again.
I'm not fucking leaving!
In addition to his income, he was turning his life around, he was losing weight, so I really asked him, like, what really changed? Like, what are you doing differently now that you're making $400K versus what you were doing before? So he sat back in his chair and really broke down his entire sales process to me. What he shared with me completely blew my mind. It fundamentally shifted the way that I was speaking with prospects, and I actually went back to my office, tried these techniques, and closed a deal on the very first call. See, most SMMA owners do something similar to this, and I was guilty of this too. They send out emails, DMs, cold calls, and find themselves telling business owners all about the power of social media, Facebook ads, Google ads, and building content in an audience. When SMMA owners do this, they're completely shooting themselves in the foot every time they speak with prospects. What this man told me is that you need to start speaking to your prospects in terms of dollars and cents. Start speaking to the things that owners actually care about.
Money!
By selling the old way I described, all you're doing is giving your prospects a reason to say no, rule themselves out entirely, and never call you back. If you keep selling like this, you're done. Game over. So instead, when you're speaking with prospects, you want to be looked at as a strategic advisor, somebody that really gets their business, not just talking their ear off about the features and benefits of social media. So we're going to start by asking general questions, and we're going to get more and more specific as we get further into the conversation. Now, quick disclosure, this isn't how you start a cold call. This is after you've DM'd a prospect, you've sent an email, cold call, and they've agreed to have that initial discovery call with you. This is where you're going to pick up the conversation, and I'm going to give you the questions that this rep told me that helped me close deals and scale our business from 6 to 7 figures. Let's jump into it. So initially, we're going to start the conversation light. We're not going to hit them with the challenging business questions that we're going to talk about later in this video. This should be a universal chit chat, so to speak, talking about the weather, something that you're noticing in their background, smiling in the beginning, just having a light conversation to really break the ice and proceed into the business call. So next up, we want to set the tone. You want to establish that this is a business conversation, and you simply want to learn more about what their goals are and where they're headed as an organization. So first, you can ask them simply, what does their team look like? What does their business look like today? They might tell you how many employees they have, how many locations they have, etc. Then simply ask them, what are their growth goals for this year? What you're hoping to get out of this question is something monetary, like I'm trying to grow 100,000, or I need an additional 500,000 in revenue, something that you can tangibly sell to. This is very, very important. Additionally, you want to ask them what's going to be the most profitable sector of their business. So if they're selling products, what's the most profitable product that you sell? If it's services, what services do you want to provide more of that are the most profitable, that'll make you the most money, and that you really want to scale with? You'd be surprised at what people say. Sometimes they don't even know the answer to this question, and they haven't even asked themselves this. So by simply posing these questions to your prospects, it's really going to make them think and help you really develop that relationship and be looked at as a strategic advisor. So for example, say this is a hair salon and they do cuts, color, they sell a bunch of products. You want to ask the business owner, what's the most profitable service that you offer and where do you want to scale? Next, you want to find out how much their average customer is worth to them, not only on a haircut transactional basis, but what is the average profit look like for that customer over 12 months? And lastly, you want to find out how far away they are from their growth goal that they told you in the beginning of the conversation from today. So if they said, hey, I want to add an additional $500,000 in revenue, oh, okay, where would that put you annually with the business? Just so I know what our target is from a marketing perspective. This is a light way that you can really find out what their overall revenue is. So now that you have a bunch of data, let me just be clear, this isn't an interrogation. You aren't just going line by line asking them every single question. You really want to have it be a give and take. So you ask a question, maybe give some insights. Oh, that's really interesting. I always thought that color would be the most profitable, but I didn't really fully understand that products are the most profitable sector for a hair salon. You want to be conversational with it. So don't just ask them bullet after bullet after bullet. It's going to be weird and they're probably not going to trust you. So I'll do this right on a call. I'll bust out a calculator and I'll start doing some math. Because I'm not very good at math, I do need a calculator. And this is perfectly appropriate to go through on a call. And I think a lot of business owners will appreciate you really taking their, fantasy dream goal and actually putting it in a step-by-step process that they can follow. And it becomes much more manageable when you do it this way. So let me explain. Again, if the hair salon said, I want an additional $500,000 in revenue so I can grow, expand, whatever, that's the goal. So remind them, you said $500,000 in additional revenue. Let's break that down. Let's say additionally, they told you their most profitable service is actually when they combine the cut, color, and product. So it really takes the customer from maybe a $50 to $100 level to a $250 to a $300 level per customer. So I would just take that average customer, 250 times 12, and that would get you $3,000, which would be the annual revenue from one additional customer to the salon. If you take $3,000, you divide it by their $500,000 goal, that's essentially 166 customers at that $3,000 annual level that you need to bring into the business for them to hit that $500,000 goal. If you break down that 166 per year, that's about 14 customers per month. And really that's only a couple new clients per week. So those 14 new customers actually translate to $42,000 a year. Obviously these are fictitious numbers that I'm making up, but if you get this kind of data, you put a real goal in front of the business owners, and now whatever retainer you put in front of them is going to seem much, much smaller than that big goal number that you're trying to attain. Now we're talking results. So most business owners, they're going to be able to take a $1,000, $2,000, $5,000 a month risk to really double, triple, or 10x their annual revenue any day of the week. You see, at this point in the conversation, we haven't talked about services, Facebook ads, Google ads, any of that. We're just speaking to results at the end of the day. And this is going to help you stand out beyond all the competition. Now, there's going to be an additional call that typically comes into play where we actually do the proposal, where you'll walk them through step by step all of the services, but that's in another call. And if you want me to shoot a video on the 3 things that you need to include in every single proposal call, let me know down in the comments. I'd be happy to shoot that video. I'm going to put some videos up on the screen that I think would be really, really helpful if you're just starting out and trying to get more of these discovery calls like we're talking about right now. But I really feel if you go through these steps, review this video over and over, ingrain these questions in your head, you're going to be a dangerous salesperson when it comes to selling social media marketing services. So if you have any questions, let me know down in the comments. Be happy to help out. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video right here. Go ahead, click it. I'll see you there.